Good morning and welcome to the MAC weather page for this Thursday, October 15th. You can see temperatures across the area in the 40s. We expect a decent day overall, but we can't rule out some scattered showers with a cold front that'll move through this afternoon. Now, the really cold air is going to follow with the secondary cold front that moves through later Friday, and that could bring us some pretty good frost and freeze conditions for Saturday, Sunday, and Monday mornings before we warm up quite a bit next week, with more rain expected later next week. Over the next 72 hours, not a lot in the way of precipitation with this first couple of frontal systems, but certainly could be enough to shut down soybeans, but certainly not enough to shut down corn harvest. If we look at the low-level wind fields, you can see the winds across much of the lower peninsula are out of the southwest. And again, that's going to bring us a mild day today with highs up around 60 to the low 60s. So a pretty decent day before that cold front comes through. Again, that could touch out some showers. You can see on the weather map by 1 p.m. today, that low north of Lake Huron, with the cold front extending back to the southwest through the state back into Missouri. And again, very scattered in nature, but we could see a couple of hundredths of an inch. But more importantly, probably its only effect would be to halt or slow down soybean harvest here for the next few days as we have more in the way of some light precipitation. If we take a look at the forecast map for Saturday morning, that cold front will be well off the east coast, and we have a secondary trough that'll be dropping down. That's going to bring some really cold air. You can see a polar high pressure across the northern parts of the U.S. and the Great Lakes. It's in with its clockwise winds around that, going to drive our air mass all the way from the Arctic all the way down into the Great Lakes. And again, you can see the mixed precipitation all the way down towards Newaygo, Breckenridge, Middleton, Lakeview, Alma area. So again, we could see our first snowflakes of the year possibly. I think the best shot would be Saturday morning. And then as this high pressure moves overhead for Saturday night into Sunday night, I think Sunday morning right now looks to be the coldest morning. I think temperatures could drop down into the 20s to around 30 degrees across much of the MAC area, bringing a very heavy frost or freeze to the area. And I expect we'll see some sort of watches issued out for parts of the weekend for a frost and freeze. And if we take a look at the forecasted precipitation, this is a 72-hour outlook, which takes us through into Sunday. And you can see most of the precipitation will be associated with that low to our north, and those amounts would only be around a tenth to a quarter of an inch. You can see the heavier amounts. This would be for lake effect downwind of the Great Lakes, and again, mainly across northwest lower Michigan would be the heaviest in our area. And you can see the very light precipitation, anywhere some nothing or trace up to about a tenth of an inch. So very little expected over the next 3 days. That should not affect corn harvest in the least. Will be very windy today. We can see winds gusting around 30-35 miles an hour. So it's going to be a windy day out there along with being warm. If we look at the precipitation for days 6 to 7, which would take us from next Tuesday morning into Thursday morning with the next system, this could bring a little bit more in the way of widespread precipitation of at least a quarter to a half inch across much of the area. And again, that would begin very late Monday night, but especially for the day on Tuesday and Tuesday night into Wednesday as it looks right now. Thanks for stopping by and have a great day, and 73s to all.